Yes, I'm called Safari Akili Paul. By God's grace, I'm leading the church called Light of the World Evangelical Church. We are focusing by making the disciples of Christ. And we started as refugees who came from Congo. So we have this branch, the main branch in Kampala. And underneath, we are overseeing 7 more churches in the refugee settlement. Those who have lost hope. They lost everything in the world. They left their house, everything. We believe the power in the gospel. By preaching to them, reaching them with the gospel, we are building hope into their lives. And they are believing in God. And we are praying more souls to come to Christ. Yes, we do missions with pygmies, not only refugees, but pygmies. Pygmies with people, short people who lives in the bush, deep in the bush in Congo mostly. And they are unreached because people doesn't want to reach them. They are really forgotten people. We usually preach them the message that they are not forgotten by God. And we're trying to reach them with love. We usually collect used clothes from people. Then we take them to the refugee camps. Some of them we take them to the pygmies because so many pygmies, as you can see on the pictures, they are children. They don't have clothes. So, but we preach to them, not only preaching to them, we try to have the mind of changing the community, transforming the community by the word of God, and to show love. So we could take for them food sometimes when it's possible. And the main purpose is to let them know Christ. The main needs in pygmies mostly, we are praying God to provide for church shelter where they can fellowship, and if it's rain, it doesn't disturb them. Then health, they have a health problem. Medicine, it's really difficult. Now, about education for their children, it's like 0 point something people who are educated in pygmies community. Refugees, the same. Shelters are problems too for them because other people who are refugees, they don't have work, they don't have any program to bring income, so their income is really down. So we found a church like our main church in the refugee camp has 400 members, just one church. So when it rains, it's a very big problem to them. As human beings, when it rains on your body, it can bring sickness or what. So at least they need shelters. Yes, we have a group of women who were raped during the war in Congo. We do mostly counseling program with them, healing and trauma sessions with them. Then as Christian, we do prayer after the Christian counseling. We do prayer and we show them that God still loves them. So we preach them the message of hope and to show them that they are valuable in the society. We would like to have leadership trainings to train leaders and to prepare disciples, those who have the burden of making disciples. So we would prefer to get that training program if possible, because we can't attend Bible colleges. Many of us, our leaders, can't attend Bible colleges and they can't afford to pay. The way we can say God is blessing us, we are entering the 3rd year. We don't have a land. We are paying rent here. We thank God. We can say God is blessing us because we have seen different churches being chased out of the land because they failed to pay. But until now, for us, we're still able to pay. But we say God is blessing us because doing those outreaches, we don't have any ministry to support us doing them. But with our little contribution, they have learned to support my missions when I travel. We put together, it's in a miracle ways because I don't have a car. I have to board transport getting it here. I don't have a salary as a pastor for refugees, and they don't have jobs, so the offertory itself is not able to pay the rent of here. So I just trust God. So God is really blessing us. I believe Joshua 1:9 that whatever you go, bless it. God is bringing revival, even although we are refugees, but revival is coming in. I had one church in Uganda, in Congo, but within 2 years only, we have already 7 churches of refugees. So it's a great revival. God is really doing mighty work here. We have 2 churches there, right now with pygmies. And 2 months ago, one pastor died. So we are praying God to provide another one, to raise another one. We need that church. Yes, we need your prayers. First of all, God to comfort people. As I said, 90% are refugees. We need God to comfort his people. So many of them are traumatized. Trauma because of what they went through. People have been killed when they sin. People have been raped. So they have trauma problems. So pray that they can be healed. And God can restore their heart. And mostly praying for them to forgive all those people who did bad things during that time. So pray that God can give her the heart to forgive others. To provide for sure for the education. Most of refugees, children are not studying. And remember, education is a real heritage that we can only leave for our children. But most of our children are not going to school. Pygmies, it's only 1% that maybe can study, but even the government didn't give them value. They said just people live in the forest there. For sure, if they're really human being and we preach about love, how can somebody live in such place? So we believe the power of the gospel can bring transformation in the community by maybe getting for them shelters, by maybe bringing for them health center. For them, they use this herbal medicine. They just go in the bush and cut a certain whatever they use, but they don't check if they have malaria or typhoid. They don't do checkup. So it's really not easy ministry to go to to grow when financially we have a problem. Why? Not really that we need the money, but we pay the rent and these people are not working. So we need God to make a way for them. Maybe they can get a job so that they can be able maybe to stand in the ministry and support the ministry themselves. That's our prayer, that God can create a job for them that can bring income in their families, first of all. Because themselves in their family, they are struggling, they are starving, even some of them. We have the ministry of taking care of some orphans, those who lost their parent in the war. So Light of the World Evangelical Church, right now, we are just trying to reach the community where our main church is. We have more than 200 children that we usually minister, preaching, counseling, praying to them, and when it's possible, we feed them only once per month because we don't have money that comes from donors where we just do as a refugee church, we contribute. We need your prayer because doing that ministry is still heavy to us, but we still believe in God to do what we can. That's why we are still feeding them once a month and teaching them to show them that they have their Father who is God, who loves them. And I would like maybe one day, if not only praying for them, if you can come just and visit them.